Oh, all right, we are started. Welcome to episode 1 of Making Stuff with My Hands. Ooh, I feel like I didn't even say hands all the way. Making stuff with my hands. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited to have found a context that I really enjoy, because this is also about like the creative process, but I feel like that's so nebulous, you know? Creativity is a spirit that runs through us, and the output is what we make with our hands. And we are in a very digital world, a very cerebral, very heady world. So I'm really excited to be working in the physical and the material world and seeing what comes to life. We are in my kitchen right now, which I love. I love this place so much. Actually, when I moved in, my intention was for it to be a little Shakti shack, and not even little, like a Shakti shack. I had been in Mexico. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be able to tell this story right now. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening and having coffee with me. I traveled a bit. I've traveled a bit on and off. That's not what this story is about. But anyways, I was in Mexico and a couple times, and every time was just like, I just want a creative space. I want like a studio space where I can create stuff. I am always really inspired by the macrame. I was inspired by the macrame and cellulita. And then I went to Tulum and did a weaving workshop and was just like, all I want is a place with like open big windows, and yeah, that I can like create in. And I mean, at the time my purview was weaving and or like textiles, but it's definitely expanded recently in a very big way. And I'm very excited to be telling the story and yeah, bringing everyone along, bringing anyone who wants to watch along with, because it's just been like a really unfolding process. And I think it can be really hard to get started on something, especially like seeing someone, you know, even a couple months or like years down the line, their success, and just looking back and being like, yeah, you just got to get started, but not the starting is, I don't know. There's a lot of juice in getting started, and there's also a lot of learning and growing in the getting started process. I have been working with leather lately, but it started somewhere totally else. So I don't know where I was actually going with that. I lost my train of thought. But anyways, I don't even know where to go from there. Oh, yeah, just like the getting started process. Oh, the repetitions. I know. It takes repetitions to learn and grow. There's been so much iteration. Oh my gosh, I want to show you guys how things started and where they are now. So like the product development process has been so fun. But also it has taken reps to get there. Oh my gosh, it would take me a minute to find it, but my first saddle stitch, so I've been working with leather recently, which just along the way, that's how it's developed. My first saddle stitch, this isn't my first, but it was awful. I just found it the other day and I was like, I just fully accept that when I'm learning something new, the first time I do it, it's like really gonna suck. I kind of embrace that, and I'm just like, yeah, let's just get through this, get like the hands-on experience of doing something. And know that it's going to be bad, but the next one's going to be better, and the next one's going to be better, and we're going to keep learning and growing. So yeah, that's the tea. I'm like, do I have like a bunch of stuff out? Let's make this a little bit. I'm a really big fan of just like non-visual, like visual space and non-visual clutter, but also having a studio, and also I'm using a bunch of my cookbooks right now for weights for leather. But yeah, having this studio in my space, like you're on my kitchen. This is my kitchen right now. Hold on, let's see, let's turn it around. Yeah, this is my kitchen island, and it has turned into my leather station. And then here is my, oh my gosh, when I first came into this place, I feel like I've told like a couple stories and I've gotten totally sidetracked. But yeah, when I first came into this place, my intention was for it to be my little Shakti shack, and it totally is. I love it so much. It's full of life. Usually I am such an everything. Look at these windows. They're amazing. I have been leaning so much into my creativity lately that I'm like, would be categorized as having ADHD for sure, but also, I mean, not even also, but I am just going with the creative flow and I get things done. It's just like, oh, this, and then that, you know, like we're just like really following the creative thought. I can do things in structure if I need to and want to, but I also love being in the creative flow. Okay, so these bags have evolved over time. Wait, where did the other one go? Okay, so I started with this one, and I was learning. I thought this leather was cool at first. Now I think it's like, I don't know, a little bit cheap looking, but it is easy to work with. So I made this cute envelope bag that opens, and I stamped this in here. I've learned so much since then, but yeah, also there's like the blissful ignorance of like doing things the first time and just trying them, because I have not stamped something. I haven't like done a stamp on a bag like that since this one. And I love it. I think it's so cute. So there's that. And then what was the next one we made? And then we made this one out of a different leather. See, this one's like a little bit stiffer. And yeah, we're getting better. We're getting there. I was cutting these out of like scraps, these straps out of scraps. And it is, I just don't know if it's maybe when you're first getting started, but I quickly just bought the pre-sized, like, yeah, just rolls of this. But the thing is that it doesn't, I don't know, I need to figure out when I stamp on it, on this one specifically, it like kind of cuts through instead of makes an indent. But c'est la vie, we have things to learn. There's always things to learn. Different material. Yeah, this one's like stiffer. I love these bags. So these ones are a little bit bigger, but you can just hold them like by your fingers. Like it's like a finger bag. It fits, this one fits your phone, a phone, and keys and a lip balm. I've started making them a little bit smaller and they're a little bit more just like phone sized. Maybe you can fit a small lip balm in there. But like I also love going out with my man and not needing to have any keys and maybe having like a lip balm, my phone and a lip balm. So that's what this implies. I am not in charge of the keys, and that's fine, and I'm happy about that. But yeah, anyways, so it's evolved, and then we made this one, which was like even better. I also love this ombre, how this like, yeah, have this ombre going on. This one's better. It's just like more technically well done, I would say, but we're still learning and still growing. I would like to learn how to line these actually to make them like a little bit, I don't know, chicer and more finished. But yeah, so there's that one. I love this bag. I love these bags so much. I think they're so cute. And then we started doing them a little bit smaller. So I ordered, so these were out of like bigger sheets. So I was just kind of like winging it, whatever size. These were more, these, I ordered some leather that was a more like specific size, like it was already cut out. I thought that would be really nice, which it has been, to not have to like figure out a bunch of straight lines. It's just like going through the process. Any way to make it easier on yourself, I guess, in a way that makes sense, like lean into. So then I made these little cuties. I love them so much. This was supposed to wrap. I mean, one thing that I've noticed is that, okay, so my phone, I love the idea of just like a phone in these. So I made this one and then I put my phone in there, and actually it just like needs some structure right here. I was gonna do a wrap, but it was the leather cord was too thin. Like it just would have had to be a lot of like wrapping, but I had folded this a little bit high, but I kind of love it as just like having your phone like folded over. Maybe what I can do is not fold this part so it can be like however you want it to be. Ooh, I like that. Oh, this works really well. Okay. See, you just make things. Like this is the process that I'm going through. I'm just making things and then seeing how, like, as I go through the process, it's like, how do I want it to be used in the first place? What makes sense? And then in retrospect, what would I do differently? So like every one of it, it's not like any one of them is wrong. There's just the iteration process of the physical products. So like what I'm saying is this, yeah, I don't need to explain it, but I will. This is a little bit high. It's just got like a bit of space up here and I want it to be the hand feel of this, just like fully covering my phone and not having this flap of leather up here feels really good, especially this weight of leather, because it's like, yeah, especially this weight of leather. If it was a more structured leather, it might feel differently. Like this one's a little bit more structured. So, and I've learned all this simply by experimenting and trying things. And yeah, there'll be some times where I'll start a project and I'm like, oh, I don't like where this is going. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to finish it because I'm going to learn something along the way. And it always turns out really cute. Like this one, this leather, I think patinas, but I didn't like what it was doing. It looks great now. I oiled it and it looks great. But it looked like it had some spots on it. I didn't like the weight of it, but I was like, you know what? We're just going to learn through the process. And we did. And it's honestly one of my favorite bags. I think it's so cute. Oop. Okay. So that's that. Making stuff with my hands. Okay. So how this started. Should I even go there? Actually, where I really want to go with this is like, okay, I just want to finish one final piece of the process and then I'll get into how it started, which is not leather. Well, maybe we'll get there, but it started with hats and we'll get there. I'll tell that story in a minute. But the fun thing about this process has been like, okay, so I'm building somewhat of a brand out of this, an Immatura, not somewhat, I'm building a brand out of this, an Immatura, which has been really fun because it's a little bit more expansive creativity than like, okay, so we started with hats and learning how to make custom hats. And my intention was to, here's the story. My intention is to start a hat business, creative venture. And I went and learned how to make hats, and then I ordered these supplies to make hats, and it's a slow craft, kind of. And anyways, hat blocks, the next step in getting what I need to continue that venture at this point is taking a while. It's custom ordered like hat blocks. So that is where leather has come online through this process of just like having this creative spirit running through me and needing to apply it to something. So while hat blocks, I'm doing what I can with hats. I brought a few home from this workshop that I did. And so I'm playing with those. I'm ordering the supplies that I can. I'm just like getting that process ready. I worked on my website. But now, we're just kind of, I feel a little like maybe how people feel when they're pregnant and like something is going to happen. Like this is going to launch at some point. Things are like really going to take off, but we're in this like really juicy incubation stage. It's fun. So that's where it started. And, and then I was making some business cards the other day and I had been looking online. And by business cards, I really mean like kind of like brand awareness cards, I guess. Because, brand awareness cards. And I was looking at having some made, I don't know, but they just felt really like sterile and I didn't like it. So I just kind of wrote out these ones finished? No. I have to find one of the finished ones because they're really cute. Oh, I know where. Oh, I think they're in this bag. Are they? Oh. Yes. Okay. So the fun process is just like trying stuff and seeing how it goes. And there's also been a lot of acquiring of materials, but that's been so fun. As someone who is, okay, healed so hard, I came all the way back around to the material world. I love a good hand feel. I love, you know, I like being a minimalist and I like being like simple about things, but I also like really, like my life it feels really complex with all of this stuff and like tools and materials, but I love a good hand feel. I love quality things. And that has been really fun to lean into that through this and like find, you know, different textures and things that feel good like this. Yeah, just going through the physical experiential process of things has been really nice. But a lot of this process has just been like, I don't want to say acquiring, but I guess like acquiring things, just being like, wow, that's a beautiful piece of something. So like this, you can't really tell here. I ordered some silk ribbon from a brand, Silk and Willow, I think is what it was called. I don't know, it's really beautiful ribbon, but it's like botanically dyed silk ribbon. And they had handmade paper, and I was like, cool. It's actually a wedding company, and so it makes sense, like silk ribbons for tables and, or like wedding decor, I guess. And they had these like, envelope sets or like mail sets. What is it called? Invitation sets. There we go. With all their different sizes of papers and envelopes. So I was just like, wow, that paper is beautiful. This was a good sample. And I used those to make some business cards. And then I was like, and then I just like wrote my brand on it. And I was like, that's really cute. So I ordered some more paper, and yeah, as you can see, why isn't this, how do I do this? How do I get this to focus? There we go. So it's on this like handmade paper, and it's a good hand feel. You can tell it's like a raw edge. Custom hats and textiles. I just kept it like really straight and to the point. These are just things that I'll like hand out to people. I actually don't love that. Like the Sharpie was running out, but I really wanted to work on these. And then this is like some velvet. Let me like get behind this. There we go. This is like some velvet that I just glued on there with leather glue. I was like, will this work? And it did. And yeah, it's my own handwriting. It's fun. It's cute. I'm thinking this is probably going to be things that I like already meet people. I give this to, they can, everything's on my website. They can like contact me. They can find me. They can contact me there. So, yeah, but along the way, so the Sharpie was running out, and I was like, well, I need to order more. And even going through that process, I made so many of those, and my handwriting evolved over time. It was really cool. Like this one isn't, it's fine. I love all of them, you know, as their own, but that's not my favorite way of how I've written that. It got a lot cleaner at the end, and I really liked it. Like the hand flow and experience got a lot just like streamlined, and it felt really good. Like I was locked into writing these. This is like quite a bit to write. I probably wrote like, someone just knocked on my door. No. I probably wrote like well over 100 of 3 different sections. But I was ordering, okay, wrap it up, Kels, get to the point. I was ordering more Sharpies. Amazon makes things so easy. Okay, you know, I've had some ethical qualms with Amazon before in the past, but also someone described AI as a pest. It was like this, I don't even need to go there, but described it as a pest that like will be evolutionary for humanity, and that's kind of how I feel about Amazon as well. But anyways, I'm ordering some new Sharpies, and I come across these pens that are like gold. Oh, I want to just tell everything. Okay, they're like gold, gold writing pens. And then I wrote on leather, one of my goals is just to bless and be blessed. So this is just like, so this is how the process has evolved. Is it was like, I'm gonna hand make my cards, and then I found these pens and they write on leather. And that's a whole unlock that just happened right before I started filming this video that I'm so excited about. Like, I do have good handwriting. I like my handwriting, but also like, yeah, to be able to write on leather like this, I don't know. I'm just really excited. I was doing like hand stamps before, or like stamps on gold. And I don't know, I haven't like nailed this one yet, but I do like this piece. It says lover, it's cute. I think that would be really fun on a hat band, which I'm getting to. I just need some thread to come in to be able to wrap it on this band that I made. So yeah, there's like a lot of downtime and waiting for supplies to come in. And in that time, yeah, that's where the creative process really, the creative spirit really fills in, and it's very fun. I've been like really in the physical process, and it's been like, yeah, I haven't wanted to like talk about it while I'm in it, but I'm really enjoying it now and open to talking about it. And I want to document this process, like, but yeah, in a way that feels like sustainable, and yeah, in a way that feels sustainable and that I enjoy doing. I was making content, video content before, and I didn't like totally enjoy it, but I also like didn't, yeah, that's a whole different story, but I wasn't enjoying it. In some ways I was, because I live a beautiful life and I love documenting it and I love making art of it, but I just didn't feel like it was like meaningful in a way. I mean, it was meaningful to me actually. I enjoy celebrating my life. I enjoy being like, I enjoy looking at my life and being like, this is beautiful and worth capturing and worth resharing and showing other, I don't know, showing other people, but like really just like creating more of. That's a good way to put it. So yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm writing down. So I was thinking about like, okay, if I were to do a series or something, I think that makes things a little bit more manageable. And also I have played around with making YouTube videos before. I've like gone through the process of doing it. I've uploaded YouTube videos, but like I don't really have like an active channel per se. I mean, I watch YouTube, but I don't make YouTube content. I've been doing a lot more short form, but long form feels like so much better because there's just a lot more depth, and I just didn't know what I would talk about the whole time. And so I think part of the process has been finding something that I actually want to talk about and I'm enjoying. So yeah, I think a little bit of a blocker for me lately is like, I look like a cave monster when I am like, I will wake up and I will just drop right into the flow of things and like not even brush my teeth or wash my face for a couple hours. I'm like just so deep in it that like, I do that stuff obviously, but then I realized that the beauty of, like this morning I was like, I should film a video. I'm feeling like really inspired, but I was like also so in the flow of things that I didn't want to like stop and get myself camera ready. But then I realized that the beauty of taking really good care of yourself on a regular basis is that it doesn't take that much to get camera ready. Like right now, I don't have any makeup on. All I did was change and yeah, maybe like fix my hair a little bit. But I take really good care of myself, so it's easy to show up on camera. Just like it's easy to be seen and perceived in my altered state, I guess. So yeah, let's see. So I decided to do a series, and then I was like, you know what? Okay, this is actually really fun. I was like, you know what? I should write down. Okay, so then the series came about. Then I'm like, if I'm gonna do, why don't I just do a video? Why does it have to be a whole series? So maybe this will be a series, maybe it won't. But I think it will be. I like to contextualize things, you know? And there are like a lot of elements of my life. Like we could do a whole cooking show. Actually, not really. I mean, we could at some point, but I've been really boring in the kitchen lately. I've wanted to do Kelsey in the kitchen, and maybe I still will do at some point, but like sometimes I'm just eating cottage cheese. Like my creativity isn't going into food lately, and I'm okay with that. There are seasons, but I do love being in the kitchen though, and I love how I cook. I love how I eat. I like really appreciate the intentionality and decision making with which I eat. Usually, sometimes I'm just a monster, but say I love you. Anyways, where are we going with that? Oh, so I'm writing down, okay, like first episode. If I were to break it down into chapters, because I got a little overwhelmed by I've been talking for 27 minutes, and that's how we know this is important to me, I guess, because I've been able to just talk for 27 minutes. But I wrote down, let's see if we can keep this to like 30 minutes. Seems reasonable. I decided to write down chapters, if I were going to break this out into chapters. And then I was like, why don't we write this in this pen? Let's try out this pen. Let's have fun and write it down on this paper. And then I realized sometimes, like, okay, I think the thing with journals is that they're so infinite. Like, we can write forever on things. But, like, what if we were to write it really concisely in our nice gold pen on a piece of handmade paper? It feels... to me that felt like a lot more like concise and just like I can infinitely write about things. But so here we are. So I wrote that, and then at the very end, the chapters that I've actually kind of hit on, not necessarily in these like containers, but how it started, how it's going, what I'm learning, any blockers, and goals. Do I have any other blockers? I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't have any other blockers. It's just time, it's like investing your time and attention, my time and attention into like moving things forward and like being with things and creating things without even knowing where it's going, rather than like, yeah, it's honoring the creative process on a regular basis is not a blocker, but it's something that I'm learning that I need to, that it's just, you just show up for it. And it kind of is a whole different way of operating. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. But then at the very end, I wrote out what are my goals with this. And I will write more of them, but to bless and be blessed is one of them. And how nice to like write out my goals in this gold pen on leather, and it makes it so much more like, I don't know, I can go off and like continue to go on forever about like all of the goals that I have, but like what are the real, if I could write them in gold ink on leather, what would I distill them down to? So that's one of them. I'll share the rest as they come. I haven't written out the rest of them, but maybe that's what I will do right now. We're almost to 30 minutes. This has been so fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with me during this time and being along for my creative journey. All blessings.